notorious in trucks. Is it up a little bit, or is it on the ground?
It's lifted.
Okay, so when people get out, they tend to prop themselves up and they will put their foot against the
well, OBS is acting up
like
today.
with the heavy grills on.
And I got to fix my picture now.
Sounds good. And then does he need a amp for them as well?
No, he'll be able to run them off the deck. And what I would do on the deck is run it flat, turn it up until it's just bang.
There we go.
You can stand with them speakers.
Sorry, I'm not sorry. I have software that's doing stuff that I'm not telling it to do. Yeah, sorry about that, you guys. All right, so.
And then it would sound real nice, natural, and banging. Because you want it to sound really great. Right. And so let's find you some 6x9s here real quick. I'm going to make Marshall help me in just a second here. White black box right there is this, that one right underneath, the bottom one. Yeah. Thank you, sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
It wasn't all the way down on the bottom, Stu. That's wrong.
Yeah, what the heck happened there? I'm going to show you one of these. These are the grills. You'll see why.
Alright, so this neck's going to look nice and pretty again. Yeah, I apologize about all the technical problems today, you guys. Why I should apologize, I didn't do anything, but software is doing stuff.
I just want to show you why that I could see. The screws go through.
Alright. So I got little paint spots on the ubiquitous paint spots on the guitar.
You can kick them all day long.
So we're going to get rid of all of those.
There's a little, see that tweet? It actually has the tweeter mounted in the center, but it's dropped back. They were putting them out farther, but they would get loose on there, with slamming the door. That's so much better. This is a good application for that vehicle. All right. Let's get these back in there. I'll make a deal on everything. The new back deals. I'm a deal lover.
I think you can probably see what I'm doing here.
They're so good that you might be able to abandon everything, but just these and the thumb. Sweeten that front up a little bit more later. But these are super good. There's that. And they'll run great off the deck. Because this is one of those, they have 55 watts per channel. So that'll run that good. So that. So you're thinking this, that, and you'll need the wiring. And what's nice is the amp kit will come with, I'll see what I can squeeze it down on the amp kit here. Oh yeah.
Alright. So there we go. Joe, hello. Preston, hello. Sorry about the audio, you guys. Richard, hello. Great show last night, man. That was cool. Yeah, I wish I knew why stuff goes that way. Everything works until I need it to work. Still madly in love with the good old Fender Tone Master Pro. It's a remarkable piece of guitar gear.
It's 300 watts true RMS into a single 12. And that box is
really looking forward to using it this weekend at my show again.
It's really efficient, and it will bang. Perfect. All right. And it's usually $349 installed, but I'll work a deal with you to make this all happen for you today. Okay?
So again, I was hoping I wasn't going to have to do that during today's broadcast, but
yeah, my mom and dad were both born in Pasadena. What was their names? My dad's name was Hensley. My mom's name was Steele.
Okay.
Okay, I know the Hensleys and
There we go.
Raymond Hensley.
Ubiquitous.
Right.
If you have a guitar amp and you're painting your house, I don't care if your guitar amp is in the garage and you're painting your bedroom, it will get white spots on the top of it. Ubiquitous white spots.
They're a little bit thick, but woodsy, aren't they?
Battery's still charging. I'm going to let that run a little bit longer on that charger, and we'll go ahead and clean up the neck on this thing a little bit more. And thank you very much, Falcro, for my jug lifetime supply.
Open that up, look at that finish on that box.
We're going to go ahead and flip this around so I got the camera right in my grill.
This is, feel that, isn't that great?
In your grill, I should say.
Super good stuff there.
Check that
If I
out.
had like a Jeep or something.
This is always stuff that when you change strings on an instrument or remove them, you should always tighten those. Just snug.
Whole scenario here.
Not a moment to be an Olympic bodybuilder. Not that they're strong.
All super good stuff here.
But
I'll work that down too. Still figure it out. Is that all you need today, bud?
I think so. That'll probably break one.
okay, look at that. That'll look nice.
A little math and we'll figure it out, buddy. Give us stuff for you, Mike. All right.
Now we're looking sharp here. Nice and shiny old Soundgear. And I have a Soundgear bass that I use quite often on recordings. I realize that they are very affordable instruments, but they also sound great. And this one actually does have active pickups in it. So this little thing right here is something that you want to do anytime you change guitar strings or bass strings. Always remember, always remember to do this. Little dinky crescent wrench is all you need. Just get them snug. If you do it too tight, which I can't believe on this bass it wasn't done too tight, but if you do it too tight, it'll crack the finish around the washer, and you'll have a crack in your finish. That makes sense, right? There we go. Alright, tighten up those screws in the back, clean them off. Now, when you go play a gig, or you shoot a video for your newest one-hit wonder, it'll look nice and shiny under all your fancy lights and stuff, right? All this stuff is just, you know, stuff you can do on your own at home when you're changing strings. And we're also going to check these screws just to double check and make sure they're snug. Haven't checked any of them. This one feels a little wobbly and definitely was a little bit loose. All these little things are things you can do to help. Yeah, that one was very loose. You don't want to over tighten these. I say that you don't want to over tighten anything. But on these you want to be real careful, because that little black washer, or I'm sorry, that white neoprene washer in there, you'll crush that, and then you got to find new ones. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I've mentioned that a multitude of times. Now we're going to go ahead and drench this girl in some linseed oil and make her look beautiful again. Watch this wood come back to life. Here we go, and we'll be about done with the neck work on this thing. That is, unless when we get new strings on this instrument that we find some pop frets or anything like that. This thing's getting the full Monty setup, and that's what I call it. Even with my clients, they've gotten so used to me saying that, they just bring their guitar in. I want a full Monty. So we kind of got that going on. Look at that, beautiful. Oh boy. You got a load. Oh, nice.
It's there.
Yeah, a young man here is going to be blowing up the neighborhood here soon with his car stereo. That's cool.
You probably went to school and got rid of it. Alright, that's what he is. He's got rid of it.
Alright, now let's take a look at the back. Cleaning this thing up. Alright, here we go. Let's drill some holes and get the neck back on it. 65 is good stuff, yep. Epiphonium, hello. Yeah. It's fun to say words that are very specific. Don't drill all the way through the neck when you do this. I'm gonna make damn certain to drill deep enough, but don't drill through the neck. Woohoo! Alright, here we go, one more. We'll definitely... Whoop. There we go. That kid's gonna blow up the neighborhood, isn't he?
Yeah, he's gonna love it. That old truck is gonna ride it.
Yeah.
That's what we like to hear.
There we go. Alright. Well, let's put a neck back on a base. What do you say?
I think it's a great idea.
You think it's a good idea?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Should we put the neck back on it? GSR 100EX. Oh, Soundgear, yeah. Okay. Well, let me see. I don't know what the model of this one is. Ooh, and I forgot to do something when I did this. I just to share with you all something else you should do. Take a piece of blue tape.
Yes.
And cover those up, because I promise if one of those falls out, you will never ever see it again. Okay, now I haven't plugged this thing in, but we're gonna go ahead and do that to see if the electronics work. In this, I am almost 100% certain that the battery's probably dead. My normal guitar cable is no longer here. They just left me with a little short one. I don't know what happens to my stuff when I'm gone, but it's annoying that I don't have my stuff that I've had at my bench for years. That's really annoying. Wow. Heck. Alright, so now we've discovered that this knob is really loose. This one's really loose, and that one's really loose. So let's fix this. And that one makes a bunch of racket. I'm not 100% certain. I'm guessing this is volume. No. Oh, maybe. Yeah, there's a blend, volume, and probably treble and bass, or treble and bass, who knows. Well, yeah, listen to that. You know, and if I didn't do this stuff, I wouldn't know that that was broken. And also, this bridge has some sort of stuff on it, and we're going to pull this bridge off of here. Yes, we are. You bring it in for a full Monty setup. This is what you get. This instrument has obviously gotten very wet at some point in time because these screws all have rust in them and all of the oxidation on the frets. And this is why you don't use power tools on a guitar. But look at how rusty these screws are. And there should be a ground wire underneath this bridge, although they may not do it on active pickups. And there it is, and it's completely oxidized and gross. So what am I going to do with this? Well, I'll show you. Let's unplug this thing because we know what we got to fix in there. We are gonna, give me a second here, and forgive me for not interacting with the chat at all right now, you guys. I got a lot going on right at the moment. We are going to use our jewelry cleaner. Yep. So I'm gonna take a little bit of my simple green and dump in here, just a little bit, doesn't take much. And now I have to step away for a moment and get some water in here because our building manager has not repaired our sink in my office back here. It's been broken for many months. We're sneaking up on a year, and they haven't fixed it yet, which we don't know what we've done to cause them to not feel like they're obligated to fix a sink that they disconnected, but they haven't done it yet. And also, just for the record, and she's a really nice lady, but stuff doesn't get done around here. When you pay rent and something breaks, it's required that it get fixed, and these guys don't do that very well around here. So I'm not naming the building or anything like that, but I just want you to be aware. I'm doing this for my own integrity and documentation of what I've had to deal with this. I've got a problem in my apartment that hasn't been, I haven't even got an answer back from anybody yet on it. So that kind of sucks. So I got my jewelry cleaner over here. We're going to see how jewelry clean we can get this. And I'm doing a turbo. You know you're serious when you got one of those. That little thing right there, probably, I don't know, 500 bucks. And God bless him, or mother bless him, or however, whatever you believe in, a friend of mine actually gave that to me as a gift. He bought it years ago when he was doing some work that required that tool, and he wasn't using it, and decided I could probably put that thing to use. So I have. Alright, so I don't know what's on this instrument, but it's some nasty shit. So we're gonna go over this first with some simple green, I think, just to knock it down a little bit. Simple green is not a good product to clean the finish of your guitar. If you've used it on a guitar neck, you know what I'm talking about. And I also want to be really careful not to break the ground wire which would require me to put a new one in there. It's been very well corroded, so we're going to clean that so that we got a good solid ground connection from this point forward. All right. Again, simple green is not good to use on finish unless you got stuff like that. I have no idea what that was. It almost seemed like a heat soap grease, you know, like on a computer circuit board. And also, we're missing a knob on here, so I've got a new one of those. I always keep chrome knobs in stock that are like this, or at least similar, for just this purpose. Okay, so now I think it's about time for a new rag, but let's go ahead and clean the back of it. And you know, remarkably, I'm using again a little bit of simple green on this because it's got some guck on it that I don't know what it is, but and then we'll polish it with the good old, and we're going to get rid of all this guck here, which fingernail. This right there is a very, 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 very good tool. It's an expensive crap scraper, but it's a very good tool. Usually knock a bunch of this hard scrubbing down by doing this. Now, given the fact that this is, whatever this is probably tape that I peeled off of here earlier, sticky stuff like this. Here is, let me see, hang on. Where are you at? Is that you? There you are. Denatured alcohol. It will not damage polyurethane finish, which is what this is. And it actually won't hurt nitrocellulose lacquer either, but it will do some serious damage to sticky shit. See? It's gone. Just like that. But you do want to be careful on getting it on like painted stuff like this on the back, because it can peel the paint off of an instrument. But absolutely zero damage to the finish. Doesn't make it look bad. Look at how shiny that is in that one area now. So we'll just go ahead and go over the whole thing with some denatured alcohol. It's just because it's working so well on this particular finish. And knock some of this other guck off the back of it. And then it's time for a new rag. Get rid of that one. There we go. Where are my snippers? Where are my snippers? There they are. I found these to be the best thing for getting these little things, because these little things right here, if you leave one on a rag, what will happen is you'll grab that rag and wipe it across the guitar body, and you'll end up with a big scratch in the finish, especially if your name is Marshall. Look at that. Pretty amazing, huh? Look at how pretty that is now. Now I will pull this tape off of here and go over this one more time with some good old Dunlop 65. But we're just knocking some of the major guck off of it. And then this, I may try to make a little block, a piece of wood to cover that hole with. But right now we're gonna call that a day. Oh, let's turn this amplifier off. That's annoying. I don't know if you could hear that, but I'm damn near deaf, so I can't hear it. Oh, and thank you, Fender, for your support of my channel. You guys have been awesome, especially since I got my Tone Master Pro. Hearing from you guys as often as I have has been really super cool. Yes, I still love Eric Clapton. I don't miss hearing him play much, but I miss seeing him out on tour. That's kind of a bummer that he'd stopped doing that. Not that I would ever get to go to one of his concerts, but what a great pioneer in the world of rock guitar. Oh, look at that, knob fell off of there. Okay, so I didn't lose it. Look at that. How lucky is that? Okay. X keys. Alrighty. Where are you at, my metric? These are inches. Come here, metrics. Now, where's the metrics? These are definitely metric hex keys, but looks like I don't have the right size metric hex key here. Let me see. Where are you at? Too big. Too big. There you are. I think that's, yep, that's the right size. I'm gonna pull these knobs off of here. I like these kind of knobs more so than I like ones that just kind of use the grooves. I don't remember what the difference in these is. Now I'm gonna go grab another chrome knob real quick and make sure that I can make it fit on here. Hopefully it's the right style. Now we're just hoping that these are the right size. These stems on these look a little bit big, but maybe not. Let's see. Same hex key size. Yep, look at that. Now you got to be careful. If these get hard to push on, you want to be careful pushing down on them, because you will blow that volume pot right out the back side of it. And I know a lot of you have been doing this on your own for a long time, probably are well aware. Beer slobber. Yeah, could be. Oh, and before I go any further, I want to take my razor blade and clean off this ground wire. See what I'm doing here? You got to make sure that we make good contact to the back of the bridge so we don't have any hum. Hummers are fine, but hum is not fine. There we go. Okay, so that's taken care of. Now we're going to open up the body cavity and I want to see. Don't use power tools on instruments. Oh, we're missing a couple screws, so we'll put a couple screws in here for this young lady. I talked to her on the owner of this base right before I went live, just to make sure of everything that I needed to be looking for. Oh boy, look at that. Circuit boards. Good Lord. Okay. Alright, let's tighten up these knobs. I know you can't really see what I'm doing here, but the reason I open that up, you don't want to just start turning on these, because you'll spin the pot and break it, or break the wiring going to it. So I'm holding on to the back of the pot, and also being careful not to scratch the finish with my wrench. You want your guitar to look like hell. Don't be careful doing this, because you'll put big old scratches all around each one of these set screw or nuts. So this instrument definitely got wet. But seems to be working okay, so I'm just cinching this up real quick. We'll get these all. This one's very loose. Okay, so that one's not going to tighten down, so let's pull this nut off of here. Whew. Feels like that nut's cross-threaded. Boy, not a lot of. Okay, let's see. Let us see here. Okay. We need to put a lock washer on the back side of this. And I may need to do that to the two other ones also. Not may. I will do that to the other two. Now, let's see. Is this gonna fit on here? No. Okay. You know, when you order lock washers, they send you every size of them, but the right size. But that's why I have these little boxes, so that this one I think I opened the wrong box. This one is way too big, but yeah, it's too big. Let's look in my other box. Look at all these great parts. Man. If I needed to fix something, I could probably fix it. Oh, and I'm sorry, my camera guy is drinking again. Okay, I should have a couple lock washers in here that'll fit this. That's too small. That's too small. This looks right. This might actually be too big also, but no, yeah, that's too big. These ones in particular are the ones that you never have. This particular size. Look at all these washers. My goodness. Okay. And I do not. Yes, of course. I don't seem to have that exact right size. This one's too big. This one's too small. Also, these right here are really killer lock washers. However, we're just going to go ahead and use one that's not exactly the right size, but will work. Now, I want to double yeah, that's going to be too small. Dang nabbit. 1 millimeter too small. Oh, and these are metric, by the way. So there's that. Oop! Almost dropped those all over the floor. There we go. And I don't have enough distance on the front side of this to put a washer on this. I don't even know if I have enough to... Oh yeah, I got a couple threads to bite. No. Oh boy. Okay, so I can see what's happening here is that the threads on this pot are not deep enough to handle the body of this guitar, right? So I have to do something about that, because I can't just not do something about that. So, where are you? Where's my... Come here, step bitch. There you go. I have one of these beautiful tools. Well, I don't want to go too far with that. I need to remove some material off the back of this. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to be a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and drill through with this, and I'm going to drill from the top down. There we go. Love drilling holes in an instrument. Okay. Now, I don't think this is going to do anything, but it'll get me started. Whew. All right. Let's see what happens after I've done that. And let's put our washer back on the back. What I need is a really thin lock washer, but we'll just try this one, see if it does the trick. Nope, that did not do the trick. So what shall we do? Chisel? Should I chisel my dizzle? Or should I chisel? Just need to get through. I need to... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and chisel. So, I'm going to go ahead and remove these two. I'm going to go ahead. I keep saying I'm go ahead like I'm in some kind of race. Okay. Really sad to see these nuts are all put on here with there's no washer on any of these, and the reason for there's no washer is because the threads aren't sticking through the body of the guitar far enough for there to be room to put a thread underneath the nut. And that's really a bummer. I think y'all kind of get my meaning here. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to chisel. Yep. We are going to chisel. Let's get a Come here, little chisel. Little chisel. Alright. We're going to take a little chisel and we're just going to beat the tar out of this thing until I can get enough wood chiseled out of here that I can get enough threads through that I can put a lock washer on there to stop that from happening again. Okay. I need to put some tools away because I got way too much stuff out. The moment you start working on something, every tool in the toolbox ends up out on the bench. Oh, Epiphonium, that's cool. I've shared the story, I think, many times, but the bass that I bought is an Ibanez Soundgear bass, but the bass player for the Michael Jackson picked it out for me. Thus, I'm pretty comfortable with the choice that I made in a bass. And I love that thing. It's been on a bunch of recordings I've done. And I've used it in bands and let bandmates borrow it in certain instances when there's a problem or whatever. There we go. Look at that. Now I'll show you what I've done here. I'll just bring out this little sliver. So I've chiseled out that much thickness of the body wood so that the pot can go that much further through the top of the guitar, so that the nut will do its job and have enough thread grabbing to prevent this from loosening up again. Again, I hope everybody's having a really great Thursday, doing whatever you're doing, and if you're at work, I hope you're having a good time at work. Alright, let's see. Now, let's see, I don't know. I might need to take a little bit more out of this, but we'll see. Yeah, I got enough distance on that to and I got a lock washer on the back side of it, but I don't have enough space here to get a washer on the front, which I'm gonna have to live with that. Sometimes we have to compromise a little bit. Guitars are like marriages. Good Lord. What? Okay, so this is not the proper nut to go on this. The nut is the wrong It's the wrong size nut, so that's why. Now I probably do not have one with whatever thread is used on this particular pot, and somebody else took this. Well, yeah, I can see it's been stripped. Alright, so it's never easy. Metric pots. Yeah, I think this is a metric nut, but it's not the right nut. I'm gonna have to try and find the right nut for this, and it's kind of an odd size. I'm pretty sure I've got one in here that'll thread right on there, but I want to be able to turn it on here by hand, just like that. Okay. Now, I'm also, having done that, I have a lock washer in here. I've got the pot down through the body of the guitar, and I am going to do my damnedest. Oop, almost dropped that on the floor. My whole box of nuts. I'm putting a washer on the top side. And this is the proper size nut to go on here to hold this on properly. Yes, this is gonna do it. I know you can't see it because my camera guy is drunk, but I'm so looking forward to our show on Friday. We're playing back at a club called Marcy's, and again in Walla Walla, because Walla Walla just has such a lively music scene. And their bars are so supportive of live music. They actually pay people a fair wage to play. Whereas here, we don't have any places that are really doing that. I mean, there are one or two, but they don't book us because we're not a country band, ultimately, or a classic rock cover band. Boy, yeah, here we go. Now we got serious. That ain't going anywhere. Okay, and I want to push this one through. Where are you at? There you go. Let's see how much room I've got. Not much, but I do have enough to get a washer on that.
We actually sold it yesterday. But the Polk is, you get a bigger bang for your buck because it does come with a little subwoofer, which is just spectacularly awesome.
There we go. And this is, again, I say it all the time, never throw anything away when you're working on your guitars. Whether it be a washer or a nut or something. I've got all these little washers that will now help keep these volume pots on this old bass on here from falling off. Somebody probably removed them. I'm almost certain that this originally had washers, given the fact that these fit so well on here. I don't know about this one though. That was awful tight. Now, I don't like the idea of putting these on without a lock washer on the back side, but I don't have enough depth, and I don't feel like these ones in particular are gonna spin off of here, especially now that I've added a washer on here. And yeah, there we go. All right, now we're talking. All right, let's go get our bridge. Let's go get our bridge. I'm going to put this away. Again, never throw anything away. This thing will save your ass. Go buy one of these, and every time you work on your guitar, get it out. And anything that doesn't go back in the guitar, put it in there. You can thank me later for that. All right. Woohoo. Okay. Oh boy, this is hot. I have to go dump this out. I'll be right back. I'm not leaving you.
I'm looking for the dimensions. Oh, it's 35. Yeah, yeah. I'm very familiar with folk. I sold folk body over 25 years. So, okay, and are you delivery now?
All right. Well, looky here. That little jewelry cleaner does a damn fine job. I am gonna do a little bit of extra cleaning on this just because there's a couple of spots left that I just can't stand doing all that work and then leaving it messy like this. So let's find a Phillips head screwdriver and we'll remove this saddle, and also we'll oil and lube the threads on this stuff. There we go. Get off of there. Not a fan of these types of saddles, but that's just me. This is Ibanez is really great at trying to reinvent the wheel, and they do this sort of stuff where you got only one side pulling on it. Come on, guys. Leo Fender did it best. And whoever improved Leo Fender's job by making them solid saddles instead of bent piece of metal that's cheap and shitty, they have my blessing and my thanks also. I don't know what's on this, but boy, oh boy howdy, this got some guck on it. Look at this. I'm not sure what somebody got on this, but I think it's mouse droppings. Smells kind of like it. I think a mouse pooped on this base. I'm blowing inside the little screw holes to get any water in there out of there. That can be helpful in the future. And all of these screw holes are really rough on the top, but that's just the way they are made. Okay. So now we know we got our ground wire nice and clear. So I'm going to go ahead and screw her back down. We got to get our... Look at how long this drill works after only charging it for what, 15 minutes or so. Pretty good. These little DeWalt drills are pretty badass tools. Now, where'd my drill bit go? Where's my driver? I hid it from myself. I said self. Where'd my driver bit go? I know you guys saw where I put that thing. Oh, it just vanished. You see it? Ah, shit. Ah, you fucking piece of shit. I know I swear a lot, but OBS can suck it. I don't know if I got sound now. Do I? Probably, yeah, I do have sound. Okay, where is my driver bit? Oh, there it is. It's right where I put it, on the floor. Right where I left it. Alright, let's put the bridge back on here. You guys, I haven't bought a new a camera or a new computer due to buying tons of other fun shit. But I'm sure that one of these days I will be able to stop buying toys and buy some important stuff that will help my YouTube broadcast not be such a terrible failure. Oh, by the way, I'm not married. I don't have any help. And my parents are all, no, not all of them, but I don't have a whole lot of help. I gotta do it all on my own. I like it. Oh, and I also, given the fact that I think we're close enough now that it's time to acknowledge that there's actually some important elections coming up in our country. Please vote. I don't care who you vote for, and I will never get into politics with anyone on my broadcasts. But please vote. All of us have uncles, grandfathers, brothers, great-grandfathers, sisters, grandmothers who died for your right to do so. And it's one of the greatest disrespects, in my humble opinion, in not participating in that right that they fought and died for. So it's close enough now. Just vote. It's important. Before I get too far with that, get out my old Singer tin can. And we're gonna put a little bit of oil on these bad boys, because I'm gonna end up having to re-intonate this thing, and they are already very hard to turn. So, and this one stuck. Wow. Just remember to vote, participate, and if you don't vote, you have absolutely zero right to talk about politics or anything that affects us with our where the government's involved. I hope that anybody subscribed to my channel might feel the same way. And again, I do not care who you vote for. That does not matter to me. It's none of my business. I would rather not know. I would rather just know that you voted. And I would say, good for you. Good job. I have two uncles that gave their lives for me, the ultimate sacrifice. And I was never able to meet them. One of them happened to be a guitar player. And he died in Normandy, and Had he not made that sacrifice, we may not have the right to vote these days, so keep that in mind. Okay, so now we've gotten all that done. Alright, let's get our knobs back on here. And that might be all the politics you ever hear on my channel. There you go. Ooh, you know, I also forgot this one pot was making noise. We got to clean it, right? This one has a center detent in it, which is kind of cool. Here's my new knob that I'm putting on the instrument, and look at that. It's almost a perfect match, just a chrome screw instead of a black one. Boy. Failure. Oh boy. Let's see. Yep. There it went. Now I was you probably couldn't see what I was doing there. I did warn you, be careful pushing these on, because you can push that pot right through the back of the body of the thing, and unfortunately you can destroy one. This one does have a detent in the center, so both pickups, bridge pickup, neck pickup. That is presumably what will happen.
Are you done with this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I was done with that.
I was like, to keep track of that.
I know. That thing's
30, 20
priceless,
years.
Stu. Thank you for letting me use that.
No problem, buddy.
Well, I put it there with all your Dremel stuff.
Yeah,
and
I just didn't see. I was such a hurry the other
Okay.
day, so if you ever need it, though, you just holler at me.
Okay.
I'll put it back where
Appreciate
it goes.
that.
So I'm a fan. Yeah.
All right. All right. Now let's let us do this. We got one more little amazing. Oh, come on. Okay. We're going to go ahead and use our cheap contact cleaner slash pot lubricant. These don't feel stiff by any stretch, but they're definitely dirty. So we're going to see if I can get some. Oh yeah, look at that. We'll see if this fixes it without much problem. Remember, it was clicking and glitching and stuff. You can buy this stuff at almost any hardware store. Please don't buy anything from Walmart. Don't do business with them. Don't patronize their store. That family is one of the cruelest families in the history of the world with respect to the fairness to their employees, what they pay people. Please don't ever shop at Walmart. And yes, I realize they have a lot of people that work there that rely on you shopping there. All of those people would be working for a small business like I do if Walmart hadn't stolen their freedom to operate business and gotten tax breaks because they were ultra rich. Alright, there you go. Please don't shop at Walmart. I realize that people do, but you don't have to. There are plenty of other businesses. Bi-Mart, Fred Meyer's, Ace Hardware, True Value, places like that. That's where to go to get this sort of stuff. They need your business. Walmart does not. And if Walmart never got another customer, given where they're at in our financial system, they wouldn't ever close a store. they literally don't pay taxes, so there's no reason to support their business. Okay, now also I'm going to take a guitar cable. Where'd my cable go? Let's see. And I'm gonna go ahead and take a little shot. Clean the output jack, given as much oxidation as I'm seeing on this instrument. And I just discovered in doing that, check this out. Look, you know, had I not done that, and this is why I tell folks, I don't know how much it's going to cost, because I don't know what I'm going to run into. See that? That jack is loose. Alright, so time for my favorite tool of all time, and if you work on guitars and you don't have one of these, you need one. This is Jack the Gripper. It allows me to tighten this nut without the jack spinning. Damn, is this thing stripped? Nope. Now, what would be appropriate would be for me to put a lock washer on the back of this, I feel. But in order to do that, I'd have to unsolder all that stuff, and I don't feel like that's an economically smart thing to do. There we go. Snug. Jack the Gripper saved the day again, Stu.
Oh, good deal. That's what we like to hear.
Okay, now we need to make a cover for this, but we'll do that at another time. That's what we started out to do today, and ended up doing a whole bunch of other stuff, which is what happens on almost every guitar I work on. Because, you know, I can find something wrong with everything. I'm good at that. And I probably why I've been so successful in doing this, because I'm very just checking everything, and sometimes you can't do something without checking everything. And also we're missing screws in the back here, so before I put the neck back on this, am I done in here? I've cleaned them. Nah, I'm not going to put this back on yet. That would be foolish. The moment I put the screws back in there, I have to take it back off because something I fixed isn't fixed. I haven't tested it yet. Here we go. Let's put the neck back. Oh, what the hell? There we go. That was tricky. Now, I'm not certain, but the screws seem to... I like the screws that have the shaft up here at the top, or the unthreaded portion of them, just because you get an even pull. Okay. Yeah, this is why I don't like these types of screws. Okay. Very interesting. I know you can't see what I'm up to here. Let's see, once this gets snug, is it snug in the body or snug in the neck? Right? Now I realize I can fix that by doing other stuff, but maybe drilling these holes out so that they are not so that the screw doesn't ever bite into those. But I don't know, call me stupid or thorough. There we go. And when I started working on this, just for the record, there was a big old gap here, and we're talking an eighth of an inch, because these front two screws were, the top two screws were stripped.
Oh yeah, I'm coming, bud.
All right, we're getting close. We're getting dang close. Got the neck all cleaned up. Look at that. Okay, so that was the point in this was to show you how I go about filling screw holes in a neck that's been screwed, and to beg you to not use a power tool. And if you do use a power tool, know how to operate the chuck on a power tool. Watch a YouTube video on that if you don't. And I know all you guys do. I'm just being a sarcastic son of a bitch. Right? So, let's see. Oh, very cool. Can't use power tools on expensive stuff. You're a smart man. And you know, I generally, I say that, but I honestly do use power tools quite often. On instruments. Number one, because I have to get these things done in a timely manner, and there's no faster way to pull a screw than with a screwdriver or with a power tool. Well, not no, but it's a much more it's a quicker way to do that. So what I'm going to do before I sign off here is I'm going to plug it back in, and we'll turn it on. We'll see how cleaning the pots and such maybe helped noise. So here's the pots, and where's my tapper? Here we go. I'll use this for tapping on the. So that's our blend control, front pickup or neck position, and then if I turn it to full. I'm going to turn up the amplifier a little bit so we can hear. All right, and then this pot was being noisy, and it still is. You want to fix a bad pot? You just watch me do it. One little spot at the very bottom edge. And this is exactly why it's getting better. This is exactly why I didn't put the cover back on the back of this. All right, so let us, let me see. Okay, so I can see that that shaft is turning, and I'm gonna hit it again with some good stuff. Getting better. Now I'm also pushing and pulling on this pot handle, and look at that. Meaning in doing that, what I was just doing, I know you couldn't see what I was up to on the front side of this, but I was pushing and pulling, pushing down and spinning it in the area that click was happening, and then pulling up on it and doing that. And when I pulled out on this, that was when it immediately cleaned up that noise. And we're back to normal, back to business. We'll see how good my intonation preemptive strike was. Let's see. F5. That's deoxit. And I will never ever buy deoxit again. I do not recommend buying that product. Don't get me wrong. It's not the product. The reason I say that is not the product failure. It's that those idiots bought those cans with the stupid fucking spray thing that you fold out and do all this shit with, and half of the product ends up on your bench. And I was bitching about this 7 or 8 years ago, and I will testify I will never buy that stuff again until they sell it in a can like they did WD-40 back in the day. All of those companies that built these cans that have these attachments fastened to them instead of and probably won't find these will vanish before long too, but I mean this is like high-tech shit. Huh. They can't sell you something like this. They have to sell you something with a bunch of little moving parts that bends and twists so that it does exactly what this does. So, yeah, this is ultimately CRC with an electrical lubricant in it that also cleans it, and I just proved that because I cleaned this one and it worked great, and they feel really good to turn. So yeah, I loved deoxit, but I went through 3 cans of it and I got to use about 1 can of it on the actual stuff that I was working on, and the rest of it literally dripped on my bench. You'd do a shot of it and you'd get some on the product that you were trying to clean, but the rest of it would end up on the bench, and I just yeah, and I think I had the greatest contact cleaner of all time right there. But this stuff evaporates into nothing, has no lubricating properties, so on a volume pot, you don't want to use that stuff on a fader. But like for an output jack, it's an output jack on a guitar. On an output jack, or an input jack on an amplifier, or even a switch, or wherever there's a contact being made, this stuff works great. Yeah, I love this stuff, and it's cheap. You hit the nail on the head. It's cheap. And yeah, I like deoxit D5. I think it's D5. I think you said F5. Yeah. Yeah, don't buy it. They do sell deoxit in a little bottle with a dropper, but they did give me a can of it, but I still have not been able to find deoxit, and I would love to use that product, and I would buy it. It's $15 to $18 a bottle for the same size that I have here that I can buy for $9 or $10, but it's a really good product, and it worked fantastically. But I haven't been able to find a can of it, and I guess I'll put it out there, and then I need to go because I've got to go eat lunch. Holy smokes, I'm running late. If you do find a regular spray can, like a good old-fashioned bottle of WD-40, I know that's just it's ridiculous that they can't make a can like that, because goddamn that's expensive, right? It's about as expensive as putting a lock washer on the back of a volume pot in a guitar. Nonetheless, if you see some or find that can available and you can buy one of the Deoxit, man, I would love to know about it. And my email address, if you go to my home channel on my YouTube channel and hit the more, there's a little thing that says more. YouTube had to get rid of the about part of it. That was just too easy to let people find your email address. I'm sure people, got tired of getting so many emails asking them questions about the information that they share. But nonetheless, you can email me there if you find it. I've quit looking for it just because I got so tired of it. Anyway, you guys, thanks for hanging with me. Joe, Preston, Richard, Epi, Kevin, hello, brother. Yeah. Let's see. And I don't know if I missed somebody. I'm way too busy. I have no excuse. You guys have a great afternoon. Happy Thursday. We may see you tomorrow night at a live show. We start sometime around 8 o'clock. And we get sometime done sometime, well, I take that back. We start sometime around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We get done sometime around midnight. Kev, you know what I mean, brother. Hey. You guys have a great day. Enjoy your afternoon, and be safe out there.